So that way, now instead of just beep, I can replace it with that.
They're gonna be like, whose fucking cat is that? He's got a tiger in the background.
Well, I saw there's a podcast that I really like with Bob the Drag Queen and Monet Exchange, and instead of just the bleep, whenever they say something that they want to edit out, they use like a gasp, and I was like, that's amazing. I want to use the rolling R's.
So I've heard something like that before.
Yeah.
It's just So you know the song "Highway to Hell" by, I think it's by AC/DC.
Yeah.
So someone did the song "Highway to Heaven," I think. But he plays the song, and every time it says hell, it's literally just him, heaven, and then it just keeps playing
So it's like,
the original.
I'm on a highway to heaven.
Yeah, it pretty much. It's just so. I don't know if that YouTube video is still out there, but it's really old.
That's fantastic.
It's like the guy who went on America's Got Talent and sang Tequila.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You know what
He
I'm talking
went on
about?
America's Got Talent?
Yeah. He literally went on America's Got Talent and he just sat there and the song's like...
And people are like, yeah.
And he's just literally standing there in like in a suit, right? He's got like a tie and everything on.
Yeah.
Really kind of dorky looking dude. And he's just... Tequila.
And then that's it.
And that was it. Like literally for like
The
3
song
minutes.
keeps playing.
He said it for like maybe 2-3 times the whole time. And like the whole crowd was going ham because
That's
they were
amazing.
loving it.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It works.
Yeah, it
So-
does. It's a great song.
So I did. Okay, so I have to tell you about my day that I still consider a good day, which is crazy. So this morning, before I left for work, like right as I was about to leave, I let the dogs out so they could go to the bathroom, and I hear Cora barking, which Cora never barks. So I was like, that's strange. I opened the back door. Cora was waiting there right by the door. She's not...
She can't get far.
Right. And she's not curious. She's not up in people's business unless you're human. Kane is up in everyone's business. So Cora comes in. She's just fine. Kane comes in, and it smells like an electrical fire. Like I've never had an experience with skunks at all, so I did not know that that's what it smells like when it's super concentrated. And I think he got sprayed on just his face. He came in and he was foaming at the mouth, and he was trying to like wipe his face immediately, and his eye wouldn't open.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh gosh, this poor thing. And so I knew I wasn't going to have time to bathe him before I left, so I at least wanted to wipe his face to get it out of his eyes. So I did that, but then the smell got on me. I went to the office, and my friend Destiny came in, and I asked her, hey, how bad does it smell? And she said, I don't think it's as bad as you think, but she's my friend.
Yeah.
Paul came in, who's not my friend, not an enemy, but he's just not my friend. Before he even made it all the way up the stairs, he yelled, "Why does it smell like a skunk in here?" And I was like, oh, fuck. Okay, I have
You're
to
like, I'm
leave.
going home.
I have to leave. So I decided to leave to come home so that way I could bathe Kane. And on the way home, I got in a 3-car pileup on the highway, and I think my car is totaled.
Is that why your car's not here?
Yes, I think my car is totaled. It's better now, but I have
Is that from your belt?
just from the
Yeah.
seatbelt.
Yeah.
I have a really.
What car were you?
I-
1, 2, or 3?
I was 3.
Oh, okay. That's better.
I have a really bad bruise on my knee. I have a bad
I was gonna
bruise
say that's your fault. You didn't break hard
on
enough.
my foot. I know. No, I know. I knew
You
it
didn't
was.
swerve.
I knew it was going to be my fault, and I have the
Oh, really?
picture. I was going to say I have
Don't
the
say
picture.
I know. If someone finds this, you're going to be...
I have the picture of my car, and you can see it's isolated.
She was
to,
high off that skunk.
It was isolated. The damage is isolated to my driver's side because I was trying to swerve to get out of the way, but it didn't work. My airbags did not deploy. I don't know how. They should have.
I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Your car is totaled.
Yeah.
'Cause this is almost exactly
I
what
know.
my car looked like when
But at this point, I want it to be totaled. I don't know if I would want them to try to repair it and then me drive around.
Well, the
with,
thing is so like normally when you submit it to like your insurance,
I couldn't
and
open my
stuff,
driver's side door. I didn't take a picture of it from the side, but it obviously bent around the driver's side door, and I couldn't open the driver's side door. I had to get out of the passenger side.
The apron above the frame bends and it pushes everything back. So
Okay.
But I think out here
it's fixable, but not worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And normally it's like if the repair is going to cost X percentage of like what the value of your car is, they consider it totaled, and it's really low out here. It's like
Okay.
I think it was like 60%.
Well, so I'm trying to look. I still consider this a good day because I'm trying to look on the bright side. Now maybe I can get a car with cruise control.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. Be pretty sweet.
Or tinted
Have
windows.
Has your insurance given you like an estimate as to what they would give you for the car?
It just happened.
Not yet.
No, I mean mine. They were like pretty much right away. They're like, oh, if it's
who do
what's
you
it
have?
called, you're gonna get this. Yeah, I guess I got State Farm. What do you got?
I have Mercury, and I called them, and
That sounds shady.
I know. I called them.
Isn't that a car?
I called them, and I gave them the police report number, and I gave them all of my information, all of the person in front of me's information, because the first car in the accident drove off. He like stopped to make sure that I was okay, because I had by far the worst damage of the three.
So
the two,
was it 4, like 3? You said 3, right?
Yeah.
Was it all cars or like trucks?
The guy in front of us was a truck.
No, that's.
And then it was like a Ford Escape, and then me. So my car by far had the worst damage. Both of them got out and immediately came to me, and we were in the middle lane of the highway. They immediately got out of their car and came to me, and they were like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And of course, I'm a girl, so I was like,
I'm dead.
I was so sad because I ruined their day. I interrupted their plans, and I felt
Did you also
so
stink
bad.
still? Were you still stinky?
Yes, and I still smelled like a skunk.
They're
so
like,
I was
"Man,
like,
she was high."
This is fucking
They're like,
terrible.
lady, get back in the car. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. Well,
This is terrible. And I
They're like,
wanted,
she's numb. She can't feel a thing.
I wanted to get out of the car, but they were like, stay in the car, stay in the car. We're in the middle of the highway. And I was like, okay. But the guy in front of me came to my car, and he was like, okay, so my damage isn't that bad. I'm just going to go ahead and drive away. But I just wanted to make sure there's nothing you needed from me, like my phone number or anything. And I was like, no, I don't need your phone number. And he was like, okay. And so then he just drove away. He was also in a work truck. He was in like a pest control truck. But the guy in front of me got out of his car, and he has a fucking badge on. So I start crying because I'm like, I'm going to prison. I hit a fucking cop. This is it. I'm going to prison. This is how my life ends. And then I guess he's
like, oh shit, no, I'm a stripper. Sorry.
I guess he saw my eyes like pop out of my head when he started walking to my car, because he like looked down at his badge and he was like, it's okay. I'm a city inspector. I'm just a city inspector. And I was like, oh, okay. They shouldn't give you fucking badges. Okay.
Well, at least don't expose it like that.
Yeah,
Like,
don't wear it like
all proudly.
Like literally, he wore it on a chain around his
Oh,
neck.
man.
Like I was like, what the fuck?
It's like a DEA agent.
I know. Like I was like, this is how I'm going to prison.
Where you put your army tags on or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, like I really thought, I was like, this is it. I'm going to prison. I'm going to have to text Juan and Trevor and say we're doing it from a jail cell, because I was not going to cancel this.
Can you bring it in the meeting room? They're like, what the hell?
And the highway patrolway man got there, and he was nice, and he was like, okay, so you pretty much know what happened, right? And I said, yeah. And he was like, okay, so I'm not going to take away your license. I'm not going to impound your car. I do have to cite you as, the at-fault party. And I was like, yeah.
Interesting.
I get it. And he was like, okay. Well, you just get in the car with the tow truck. You drive to the McDonald's parking lot, then picked me up.
So where's your car?
It is at... Yes.
At McDonald's.
No, it's at I don't know the name of the place, but it's at 6000 Tinker Road. It's at a repair shop that's is contracted with my insurance company.
I was gonna say, I thought you just left it there or something.
No. The record.
It's still in the middle of the highway. That's what caused all the traffic today.
That's where my car is.
Okay, so what's funny is there's a guy before the state trooper got there. We're waiting in the middle lane, and whenever the guy in front of me tried to drive forward, I had my foot slammed on the brake, and my car still went with him. Yeah. Like our cars were attached. So there was nothing that we could do. There was really nowhere that we could go.
Was it raining still or no?
No, it hadn't even rained yet.
Because you said this happened
happened at 8:08 in the morning. I have it on a police report ticket. But
have it on a bill I gotta pay.
Yes. So so we were kind of waiting there, and we obviously had our hazards on. And because the guy in front of me was a city inspector, he had orange cones in the back of his car. So he put orange cones around our cars to let people know, like, hey, this is an accident. And there was a guy in like a piece of shit car that pulled around me to the right. And he like stopped and yelled when he was kind of behind me. He stopped and rolled down his window to yell, "Move your fucking car!" And then he moved forward a little bit, and I guess saw the damage to my car, and he rolled back out the window and he said, "Never mind." I was like, yeah, I can't move, motherfucker. This is not
Like, you
fun
don't
for
randomly
me.
just park.
I don't want to be in the middle of the fucking interstate. This is not fun.
So when I was going out there to pick you up,
Yeah.
I had to cut through the traffic because I thought you were on the far lane.
Oh, yeah. No, I was in the fucking middle.
I cut off a truck to go out there. A guy in that truck rolled down his window and he said, "You fucking moron!" Flipped me off. I'm like, dude, fuck you. Come back over here.
You know who gets real angry in traffic is friggin' people from Texas. Like every time I've been in Dallas, someone will like cut me off or like they almost cause an accident, and then they're leaning out their window like, "I'm gonna fucking kick your ass," and I'm like, "You just cut me off, dude. What is
That's
your problem?"
insane.
When we were at the wedding, so the reception was at a church, or the actual, wedding ceremony was at a church, and then the reception was at like a hotel, like ballroom and stuff like that. So we had to go, from one to the other. And as we're driving, we literally just get on the freeway for like one exit and then like get back on, go to downtown and whatnot. By the time we get to the freeway, there are two cars that have like stopped in the middle of the freeway, and they just were in like a little fender bender. I didn't even really see any damage, but obviously they hit or they wouldn't have stopped. So there was like a little bit kind of where another lane is going to basically like merge, there's like the white lines with like the dash. So I went around them, and I remember being like, oh, these people fucking need to like move their car. What's their problem? Like if your car is a different story, like that's like, okay, we got to stop. We can't move the car, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I was like, if no one's hurt or like you can move your car, you're supposed to
to
get out
go
of the
off to the
accident, blah, blah, blah.
right.
It was people we knew that were like also they had gotten an Uber from the church to the thing, and those were the people. And I was like, oh, I wish I would have known. I would have stopped, had you guys hop in the car, and we could have just went. But I was like, passed by like, these fucking idiots. Like,
I
they
did
need to
take
get
a
off the
picture
road.
of the other car's damage. Of course, it's nowhere near as bad, but his bumper is like all the way down.
Yeah, but that's
But it's not bad. But you can see on his car it says city inspector or
Yeah,
construction or something.
inspections, yeah.
But I was like, oh wow, this is it. I'm going to prison.
Still sucks.
Yeah.
It does, but it was a government vehicle, it's not his expense.
guy's like,
he's not going to be out anything. And of
Workers'
course,
comp or something.
I was super upset, and he was like, "Sweetheart, it's totally fine. It's an accident. Everybody in front of me stopped. You tried to swerve out of your way. You couldn't. It's an accident. This is what happens."
Yeah, it happens.
And then the fucking tow truck guy was like, "Well, use this as a learning example. Learn something from this." And I was like,
You're like, I think I'm gonna ride with the city.
I'll learn that whenever I cry, I get what I want. That's what I'll learn.
I mean, he was sweet to you until that point.
He was very sweet. He stopped by my car like several times and was like, "Sweetheart, you're doing so good. You're doing so good, honey." And I think it's just because I was
Yeah.
crying.
And then he's like, are you calm now? All right, you gotta fucking watch out where you're going. Back up a little bit.
Yes, really. It was fucking insane.
So one time we used to go to a lot of A's games on Tuesdays. They had
What are A's games?
the Oakland A's, the baseball team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they had $5 Tuesdays. It was $5 to get in. So we were like, all right,
That's a good
if
deal.
we go with whoever, you pay $20 and we'll get like alcohol, bring some food to like tailgate and stuff beforehand and like whatnot. So we were like, look, it's like, $5 for gas, $5 for your ticket, $5 for food, $5 for alcohol.
That's
like
not
$20 gets you
bad.
in. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Well, I was on the way, and there's like a little section where it kind of like swerves and goes down and then comes around and goes up. And I was like kind of gassing it, and everybody comes and everybody stopped, and I'm like, oh, I slam on my brakes, but I was in like my old beater Honda, and I like just so slightly tap the people in front of me.
Oh,
and I'm like,
nice.
fuck, just like so like, worried about it and whatnot.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
my buddy in the back goes, no, the chips, because the chips fell, and I was like, I'm gonna fight this kid. But I get out, and it's a guy and a lady. I can't remember if they were like brother and sister or like wife and husband, girlfriend, just friends, whatever. But the guy gets out, and he was like, oh man, this is the second time this week that someone had like rear-ended them.
Oh man.
And she was like, and the lady was like, yeah, the other one was really bad. So I'm like freaking out. I'm just like, I'm so sorry, all this stuff.
Yeah, and you're a white man,
And they
so
kinda-
people already hate you.
They were white too though. So
Oh,
we're on
okay, good,
equal
good,
footing.
good.
And then, but then he looks at it and he just goes, he's like looking at it. He's like, you know what? I don't see any, new damage or anything that's super crazy.
Yeah.
The other lady who hit us was drunk. So if anything's wrong, we'll just say it was her. And I was like, my brother said he literally saw my arms go up like this and then reach a hand out. Thank you, sir. But I was like, oh my God. I just was like, thank God, dude.
Yay. How was your August, Juan?
Oh man, I don't know what I did, honestly.
You didn't wreck your car? That's crazy.
No. Even if I do, I'll just fix it, pretend nothing happened. Like,
I know.
whatever.
That's awesome. I really hope that they total it so that way I can get a car with cruise control. That'll be cool.
I think they're gonna. Do you have an idea of like what kind of car you would want?
One with cruise control.
Well, I mean, like that's like every car now.
You would think, but that was a 2016 and it didn't have cruise control.
All right. Well, I don't know what shady dealer you bought it from.
I bought it from Bob Honda.
Bob.
Here's where the R's come in.
I was gonna say no. Here's where the rolling R's is gonna come in. So there was one accident that I had in high school. In my very first car, it was a 1999 Ford Contour, and I was driving to pick up my friend. Thank you. I was driving to pick her up for band, so we had to be there by like 6:30 in the morning. So it's still dark out. I'm driving and I miss her neighborhood turn, and so I'm like, oh fuck, let me turn up here and then let me back up and then let me go back the right way. And when I was backing up, I full on backed into a ditch. It was dark.
Like
I didn't see
on the main road or something.
No, so the main road was like here,
Yeah.
and I pulled off onto a side road,
okay.
and so like I did this, and I was gonna back up this way, but I backed up too early, and so I just like rolled off the side road into a ditch. I didn't see that there was a ditch right there. I thought the land kept going. Mm-hmm. So I rolled down into a ditch, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what the fuck am I going to do? I'm going to have to pay to get it towed out of this ditch. My mom is going to be mad at me because I was fairly new to my license, and my mom didn't want me driving anybody. So I was like, I'm going to have to explain how I'm not at all near the school. I'm near my friend.
Tell her you're street racing.
I'm near my friend's house to pick
Drifting.
her up. So I call my friend to tell her like, hey, I don't know what we're going to do.
If your house is under this ditch, I'm here. I'm nowhere near. Or something.
So I called my friend to be like, hey, I don't know, like, I'm in a ditch. I don't know what we're going to do. Like, I totally backed up into this ditch.
She's like, oh, take a left.
You can't see my car from the road. I don't know what to do. And her first response is, how am I going to get to school? And I said, shut the fuck up. My car's in a ditch. And she's like, oh, yeah,
So
sorry.
like, did you back
She's
up
like, oh, yeah,
and it just
how are
kept
we gonna get to
sliding
school?
or something?
Yeah.
And you didn't think of going forward?
Hey, Juan.
She panicked. She just went,
Asking. That's all.
I was a 15-and-a-half-year-old girl. I did not know what to do, but I ended up getting out of that ditch and not having to tell my mom.
So how'd you do it?
Because
There you go, Mom.
I realized, oh God, and this is great. I'll tell you what I told my mom instead of the ditch. Because when I rolled off into the ditch, I realized the ditch probably only went for another 10 feet, and then someone had come and like put dirt in to make it level with the road. So I was like, I wonder if there's any chance I could just keep backing up and I'll go onto the road. So I tried it and it worked. So I got back out onto the main road, picked up my friend, we went to school. But I didn't realize that when I fell into the ditch, because it was a ditch of like really tall grass, I got grass stains, essentially is what they were on the side of my car. It was like green and yellow. Mm-hmm. But it was mostly yellow, and it would have just come off with water, but I did not see it. So whenever I came home from school that day, because it was on the passenger side, I didn't see it. So when I came home from school and I parked in the driveway, I went inside. My mom came home and she approached from the passenger side. And so she sees all these green and yellow scuffs, and she's like, Haley, what happened to your car? And I say, oh man, I don't know. I think I got hit by a school bus. And she said, you got hit by a school bus? I said, yeah, probably while I was in the parking lot. I got hit by a school bus.
We got sideswiped.
That's what I told my mom.
Did she believe it?
No.
Okay.
She said, I don't know what happened, but I know that didn't fucking happen. And I said, okay.
She's like, at least it made it back in one piece, I guess.
Right.
It's not even the right color.
I know. But I was like, yellow.
like, it's
school
green.
bus. School bus. It was a school bus. And she was like, a school bus that definitely starts above your windows, that hit you? And I was like, it was a short school bus.
She's like, that's not what they mean by the short bus.
I know. It was so dumb. But I was 15 and a half. I didn't know what the fuck to say. So I have a picture, and I want to put him on the podcast. I want to shame this motherfucker. I got his
Do you know
face.
I'm not that
No,
bad.
I don't know him.
Okay.
But I got his face.
I don't think you can technically legally show his face without.
That's that at the airport.
Yeah.
The
Damn it.
legal team.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm covering
gonna
up
step
his
in as a-
face. It's that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's fine.
This motherfucker. I was at the airport because I was on a plane,
In
right?
Colorado? Or here?
This was in fucking Oklahoma City. Of course it was Oklahoma City. Of course it was Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
This motherfucker was sitting in the gate with all of us other civilized human beings, and we were on our little tablets or devices.
Did he have Mexican food?
No, I would have asked for some. Some people were reading, but most of us had headphones in, right? And we're listening to our various devices. This motherfucker was watching something on full volume, no headphones, just openly like watching it in the gate area for 45
Do you know what he was watching?
minutes.
Did you catch it at all?
He was watching a live stream of someone playing a game.
Ah.
I don't know what game, but it took every ounce of like civilizedness in my body to not just be like, hey, you piece of shit. Like I was so angry that he was
he
just,
on the same flight as you?
yes.
Well, yeah, they're at the gate.
Yes, he was on the
Yeah,
same.
but you could be like at the gate and it
Why?
would flow.
Why didn't you?
Yeah.
Because he was bigger than me and I didn't
you,
know.
You would have had the whole crowd behind you.
Yeah.
You should have said he has a
Got
bomb.
numbers.
I should have. I was so upset. I've never seen, and he's a full grown adult.
Yeah.
This is an old ass man. He's like in his 40s.
I don't know about a whole ass.
I'm saying it compared to like a 16-year-old. Old ass man. Like
Who's
you
16?
should know.
Yeah, who
you,
flies at
16
16?
here.
well, just because I can imagine like a
I flew
16-year-old
alone
stupid
at
kid, they
8,
could be
9.
listening to something.
Yeah, but you're a military brat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to sometimes when that happens.
Yeah.
They could be
but
listening to something at the gate and they're like a young teenager. They don't realize how annoying it is to other people.
Yeah.
They don't care. Like he's a grown man.
Yeah, but it's just like you said
Everybody
right there.
else around him was wearing
They don't
fucking
care.
headphones.
They don't care.
That
They
is
don't
annoying to me because I
Yeah.
could hear it over my headphones.
Yeah.
I could hear it over freaking Bad Friends. I
Get
was
noise
so
canceling
angry.
headphones.
So I have the same.
I
Raycon.
left them here.
We're sponsored. I have the same complaints about feeling people's music in their cars in my bones as they drive by.
Oh,
And see, that doesn't upset me. For some reason, that doesn't upset me.
literally,
at
my
all.
friend Chaz, he would do that all the time. You don't got to bleep his fucking name out. You know you fucking do this. He had this. I don't even know if they still have it, but he had like this. You know, his family had a big lifted truck. So then when he turned 16, his dad was like, "This is what you'll be driving," and they had like a big subwoofer in it and stuff. So like whenever he would come to pick me up, so my
You knew like 3 miles away that it was.
Yeah. So like literally, my parents' backyard backs up to like the entrance to the neighborhood. Like there's like a little road that's kind of like the entrance before you get to like the actual square block. And so we're in the court right here, and it backs up to it. So I would hear him as he would enter the neighborhood, and then I'd like walk outside. So then like by the time I got outside, he's like pulling around in the court and stuff.
Yes.
But he would bump his music hella loud to the point where like. You can't even barely, like, literally would be inside, and I'd be like, "What'd you say, Mom?" "No, I'm going out with Chaz. I'll see you later."
See, I don't know why. Maybe it's because I feel like I do that probably. I play my music very loud because I get very into it. And I'm always afraid that I'm like that annoying person with their music. So
Well-
it doesn't annoy me if other people do
It's
it.
different when you have subwoofers. That's why.
Yeah.
It's what?
It's different when you have subwoofers, like the bigger speakers that go in the trunk, because they make everything vibrate.
I was gonna say the
Yeah, I
subwoofers
don't
are
have
what
those.
will really allow like a sound system to have a lot of bass, like to the point where it, like you said, makes things vibrate or
Yeah.
like shake and whatnot.
Oh,
Like if you ever go to a concert and you're like, "Oh, this isn't like hitting as hard," the place probably doesn't have good subwoofers, or someone blew them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
So like I have some in my car, but they're not. The power output is not that high.
Yeah.
Like they're low.
Because you manually like put.
Well, no, you just buy lower I guess speakers like that put less power out.
Well, 'cause
okay.
So like you can run from like 300 watts to 1,000 watts. Obviously, 1,000 watts will throw out more decibels and more vibration.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
But the higher the wattage you run, the more you're gonna rain your alternator. So, like drain it out
Oh, really?
because it'll suck more
well,
power
duh.
to run it. Yeah.
That makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes
I remember I
sense.
was at I think it was out here. There's like that amphitheater on the lake, like just east of town or whatever. They don't
Yeah.
have subwoofers.
Oh.
Because we went there for one of my brother's like DJ's concert and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and it was not as like it was still loud,
Right.
but a
Like,
lot of
there's
especially
no
for,
bass
like,
to the song. There's no
especially in, like,
vibration, so you
in
don't feel the
EDM,
rhythm.
You're supposed to like feel it, and like a
Yeah.
lot of the guys that I showed you,
Yes.
like Kaiwachi.
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of his stuff, when you hear it on big speakers, like you feel it, and you just couldn't. It was, and then they like looked, or
That's
they were
what I
just
would
looking
wanna
at it, and
go
they're like,
to.
you can't find. They couldn't see him. Yeah.
That's what I would want to go to an EDM concert for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool, man.
So that's kind of a shame if you can't feel it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, there's the they call themselves like bass heads and stuff like that. There's the people who will go right up next to it.
No, I
and they're
can't
like,
do that because I want to hear.
"Ooh, yeah, no, you fucking cannot hear.
Well,
shit."
at the OK Corral here, the club, the
Yeah.
Mexican place, they have a box that's probably as big as this room, but it probably goes from that wall to that wall, and it's just all bass speakers. But they put it so like all their like mids and lows, all the speakers that create sound are in the front, and that bass one sits in the back, and it just shakes the whole thing all the way forward.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's basically the same reason why like every band, like live band, has to have like the drummer in the back.
Oh.
It's just like it's gonna be louder and kind of like overtake all the noise. So a lot of times you want to set the more bassier stuff either like low or like back.
Oh, I thought it was just like that's how
No.
people set it up.
No, it'll drown out. Like it'll basically, I guess, drown out your
It'll drown everything else out.
like
'Cause
your mids.
it'd
and
be like
lows.
the next time you're in your car. Well,
You fucking asshole.
it was
You
funny 'cause, like,
motherfucker.
I didn't like notice I was doing it, and then I said it, and I was like, hold it, commit.
Next time you're in a
Next
car,
time
just
you're in
turn
a
it all the way
car.
up. and
Yeah,
see
yeah.
what happens.
Mess with your audio settings and turn everything else down, and then turn your bass up. You won't be able to hear anything except for like whatever the bass is like kicking, like whatever the beat
Like
to it.
whoever's singing, I won't.
Well, yeah, you probably
I-
won't hear them because most of the time when you're hearing people singing, it's like depending on who's singing, it's like a mid or a
T-Swift.
treble. Probably
I
treble.
saw the accident. She wouldn't hear anything other than that.
You motherfucker. You motherfucker. Yeah, no, that's great. It's great. It's so good for me. It's so fun.
It happens. I remember. It just sucks having to be like driven everywhere or like having to take. Like, are you dropping her off?
She has a shitty car to drop her off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dropping me off, which is really nice.
Yeah, like
Very
when
nice of him.
when I got hit in my car, I would either have to drop Cass off or Cass would have to drop me off. And like I felt like I think I remember telling you, I was like, I feel like a child. Like I'd be like, my mom's here, I gotta go, guys. Like I'm going downstairs and get picked up with
Yeah.
my lunchbox and my freaking.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I couldn't go anywhere for lunch. So if I didn't eat at the
You
diner,
had a lunchbox?
yeah,
I have a lunchbox,
Well, we bought that, but
and it's tie-dye.
That's cool. I like it.
I feel it's probably different for me because I'm a girl and I'm lazy, but I'm like, guys, Ben's here to pick me up, and they're like, oh, that's
Oh my
so
God.
sweet.
Yeah, versus
He
I'm
comes
like,
and
hey,
picks
Cass
you
is gonna pick me
and
up.
I'm
They're like, you
yes.
fucking bum, you loser. I'm like, come on, guys.
Oh
get
no,
Haley's
I
picking
need
you
someone
up.
to take care of me.
what do you mean? You still have 50 recons to do and
Yeah.
your entire close process. I'm like, oh, right. Sorry, I took a nap.
Yeah, okay. Well, my ride's here, so I'll see you guys later.
I will use any excuse to be taken care of. So this accident's kind of been best case scenario for me because I'm like, oh, Ben, my neck, I need a foot massage and water.
He's like, yeah, because that ties out.
No, not at all.
Suck my toe.
Oh, Ben, I need you to go down on me. My back hurts.
Happy birthday.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, I mean, not really, but I have been. I'm going to milk it probably, especially for my birthday. I'm gonna be like,
Please.
She'll wake up with a
Please.
brace,
Yeah.
leg brace, and neck
That's
brace.
literally what I
brace
just pictured. Like at her birthday.
at
she's
work.
Like, "Hi, guys."
All right, so I have to go on the record
that hurts.
and say that
On the record.
on the record,
On the record.
on the record, she had me pick her up from the accident, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Had me take her to work
Yeah,
You still went to work.
I did.
for everyone there to tell her that she should go home.
They made me go home. So I was there for like 3 hours.
So the whole image of, oh, woe is me is bullshit.
Yeah. You went to work, it's out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I went
Sorry.
to work.
You should have if you milked it from the beginning, yeah, we get it.
I should have.
Yeah.
There was no milking. I had to milk it.
Yeah. You're like, no, I think you're hurt. She's like, no, I can work. It's fine. I smell like skunk. I just hit a car. It's whatever. It's
I
Okay.
know.
How
it was
many-
Blurry.
so. It was,
How many
Blurry.
times did I ask you if you need to go to the ER
it was so
for
embarrassing.
emergency?
3 that I remember.
It was 7.
Oh,
But-
shut up.
But why is it embarrassing?
yeah, like it
That I
happened.
smelled like a skunk whenever
not-
I hit
that was also
someone.
an accident.
Yeah, I was gonna
You're
say,
not the one that
No.
ran into it.
That's
I
even
know.
less your fault than the accident.
That is double accident. You should be there 3 times.
Should have called in till Tuesday. And like,
Yeah.
nope, can't do it.
I smell like skunk still. I don't have tomato
I-
soup or whatever.
Well, and I do have Monday off, which is awesome because of Labor Day.
Yeah, we all have it off.
Oh, do you
Well,
want
some
people don't.
workplaces.
FedEx,
well,
FedEx won't. I
Some
don't
like
think.
my work, I didn't know if I was going to get it off, honestly, because like I'm not at your guys' place anymore. I don't want to say it. Info sync.
Haley, do you want to talk about Kane's
cane sauce. Yeah, it's pretty good.
cane sauce? Yeah, I think that's the good
that's
That
description
just makes
for
me
it.
think you're talking about my dog's jizz, which is gross.
Well, it looked like that when he shook everywhere in the
is that the cane
bathroom.
sauce?
Oh,
we're talking
just
about?
cleaning
Come
him.
on.
So whenever we came home to wash Kane to try to get the skunk smell off, my sister sent me a link to a website that was like, okay, so when your dog gets sprayed by a skunk, do not put them in water. All that does is make the smell kind of like go into the hair follicle and it locks it in, so it makes the
Just
smell
put some
worse.
air fresheners around it.
I did not. Well, I didn't
Its
know.
neck, its legs, everything.
I didn't know that water was not good for the dog, but I didn't put him like in water before I left. But they said the best thing to do is to make a paste out of Dawn soap and baking soda and rub that in generously. And then you just leave it sitting on the dog for 30 minutes and then you can rinse it out. And I mean, it worked. I put my face up to Kane's, like his back fur and his face, and I don't smell skunk at all. So it definitely worked, which is awesome.
His back fur, even though he got sprayed in the face.
Because I wanted to smell both areas just to see. But of course, because he had to wait for 30 minutes with like this stuff on him, he just kept looking at Ben and I like, when am I going to be
wrong?
clean? When am I
Yeah.
going to be clean? So he kept shaking everywhere and we'd be like, no, Kane, stop. But this was super cool. When your dog is shaking a mixture of Dawn soap and baking powder and it like gets all over the wall and gets all over the floor, you can just sweep it up because it's not like a liquid form. It's kind of like moon sand.
What the fuck?
No, have you ever seen moon
I know
sand?
exactly what you're talking.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
it's like if you handle it'll like mold to your hand, but it's still kind of like somewhat hard.
Yeah.
So it's like literally you could just sweep it up and it stayed in clumps and it just swept up. It was so easy to clean. It was so awesome. But yeah, he got it all over the bathroom. So I'll obviously have to clean that up
The
before
other one?
Saturday. yeah, my bathroom. Yeah. So that'll be something that I have to clean up. But he's clean at least.
Yeah.
And I have Tupperware containers of coffee grounds all over the house
Oh yeah.
because my coworker said that will help get rid of the smell, used coffee grounds. So I asked Ben to make like two
I think
big things of coffee.
if I remember right, if you cut an apple open, it helps for smokers. I don't know if it'll help with this. So like if you have a car that
Really?
like was a smoker car,
I don't
you
have
cut-
a car, but okay.
well, if you get a car, if you get a new car and it smells like smoke, You can cut
Then
some
I got
apples.
a shitty car.
Yeah, you cut some apples open, you leave them in there, and it's supposed to like absorb it. I think that's what it was.
So
Something
we'll
like-
try
Cool.
it. You know, once we
Okay,
get-
so we'll get my new car. We'll smoke in it.
smoke a fat cigar in there.
Yes, and then we'll
a
cut
whole
open.
box of
We'll
cigarettes.
cut open the apple and we'll see if it works.
Episode 8. Hotboxing the new car.
Well, this is
With
episode
cigars.
10.
with cigarettes
So-
and cigars.
Episode 39.
Okay, we'll wait till episode 39 to do that. I do want to. I do really want to watch that. Trevor,
I remember seeing it, and
I really want to watch that. I still haven't watched
I
it.
did watch the Lightyear movie.
How is it? I really want to watch it.
I liked it. I think it was cool.
Yeah?
I mean, for me, I like the OG, I guess.
Right.
But
Yeah.
this wasn't bad.
So is the original Buzz Lightyear not in it at all?
Well, I mean,
I thought it was like his origin story.
yeah, but like it's not.
So it's not Tim Allen.
no, it's
No.
Chris Evans.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
want to see it anymore.
Why not? What's your problem with Chris Evans?
Chris Evans, I'm so fucking annoyed with.
He's too pretty.
No, he's not too
He's
pretty.
too nice.
He's
too wholesome.
That's what it is. He's too nice.
He's too much of a
He's
good
too-
person.
Yes,
He
I
didn't
get
let
it.
Hollywood corrupt
You're a
him.
good fucking piece of shit. I get what you're trying to do. Stop rubbing it into everybody's face that you're this. I just in my spare time, I'm at the hospital and I come
It's-
in dressed
it's
as
not-
a superhero. For
It's
the
not his
kids.
fault that he's not
Go
Tom Hanks.
fuck yourself, Chris Evans. I'm over it. I get that you're a good person and I'm tired of having to hear it.
You know who I love in Hollywood is Jason Bateman, because
I love Jason
he'll
Bateman.
do like a bunch of really serious, like legitimate like roles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you can ask him to do like the most bullshit comedy and he's like, I'm in. You don't even got to pay me. I'm here to go.
That's very true. I do like him. I really like him. Do you have a list of, probably not. Do you guys have things that make you, what's the word? It's mad. They make you mad, but the word before it is like unrealistically, I guess is the word, like, or
Like a pet peeve?
unfairly mad. Like it's something that definitely, no, it makes you more angry than a pet peeve, but it's like, why does that make you angry? Like there's no reason, but it just makes you angry. You guys,
Well, what's yours? I
you
don't
guys
know.
probably
Give
don't
me an example.
have these.
I mean, I feel like I do, but I can't think of them like off the top of my head.
Like it,
Like when they happen, I'm always like, ah, and then I'm like, ah, whatever, it doesn't matter.
like for me, it makes me angry anytime I'm like going to have a drink of something and I'm like, oh yeah, I've got some orange juice, or like, oh yeah, I've got some
lipstick on your cup that you haven't drank from.
no, or I've got some apple juice. It's always something with like sugar in it, but it'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna drink this, and they're like, someone I'm talking to says, that's all sugar. I want to punch them in the goddamn face. Shut up. No one gives a fuck that you think there's sugar in it. What is that? What is that about?
You're like, I'll deal with the extra hangover.
I don't
tomorrow.
give a
Who cares?
fuck. If there's sugar in it, shut the fuck up.
So my whole thing is, I hate how vegans throw vegan in front of everything. And I always try to make the
Vegan soap. I use
they're,
vegan soap.
like they're like, oh, I use vegan bacon. I'm like, come up with a fucking new name for it. That's not bacon. Just
That's-
say like that's a veggie stick. Is what it is.
yeah.
That's a fucking veggie.
It's a bacon
stick.
shaped veggie
It's a
stick.
it's a veggie log that you fucking sliced as if it was a thing of prosciutto or something. That's what it fucking is. It don't throw vegan in front of something that literally like I had a vegan cheeseburger and I'm like, well then it didn't have cheese or a burger, so just fucking say it was something else.
The only stipulation I have to throw on that is a black bean burger. Those are delicious.
But they
Yeah, that's
call
fine.
them black
But that's
bean
the thing
burgers.
is they say it's a black bean burger. They don't go, oh, it's a vegan burger. Or like even if they're just gonna go, it's an impossible burger. I'm like, okay, because it's impossible.
Yeah, that it's meat.
But when they're just like vegan this, I'm like, that's the same as fucking white people calling a tequila soda ranch water. And I'm like, or like what was
You
the
haven't
other
seen
thing?
that?
No.
Yeah, or like there's another one and it's like they'll take like the like elote in a cup and they call it like cowboy caviar. Or something like
I've
that.
heard of cowboy caviar, but I didn't know what
And I'm
it
like,
was.
that's literally just cultural appropriation on a food level.
Oh, yeah.
Is what vegans are doing.
I think that's just
I get that. I buy that.
I think that's just a transition of it being a new thing.
To white people?
Bitch, it has,
Or vegans.
veganism has been here for years.
Well, yes.
So they
But-
have had time to come up with their own goddamn names.
That's what I'm saying, bruh.
No,
Jews
I mean,
have a whole
figure it
language. They can fucking figure it out.
It's gradually going to where it's just a V on the bottom of
Yeah.
the menu.
Yeah. It's just a little logo.
That's still lame.
No, but sometimes they do have the menu. It's like vegan items, and it's vegan salad, and I'm like, well,
You're like,
Vegan salad.
Oh,
like okay.
I mean,
I've seen that song.
Yeah.
I see what you're
I'm
saying.
you're like,
That's
okay,
not-
no ranch. What the hell?
I wouldn't hate on that because I love my Cobb salad with the
I love
fried
Cobb
chicken,
salad.
Yeah,
the
that's a good
bacon,
one.
The bacon,
egg.
the corn.
See, and they're like
that's
vegan this,
vegetable.
vegan that, and I'm like, dude, just fucking say what it is. Say a black bean burger. That's fine. That's what it is.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So that kind of pisses me off.
I also another thing that like it makes me unrealistically peeved is when I hear people laughing and I don't know why they're laughing. It pisses me off because it distracts me from me trying to work. It pisses me off because it distracts me from trying to work and I don't even know why they're laughing. So I have to fight myself from just being like, why the fuck are you laughing, motherfucker? Like, I don't know why. It peeves
Which
me.
is funny because when you
Especially if they have an annoying ass laugh.
when you really laugh, like you really laugh, and like you're like definitely other people are like, I wonder what she's laughing about, and then you're like, you motherfuckers, unless I'm in on it, I don't want to hear nothing.
That's what it is. So the guy that has an office next to mine at the place where I work.
I was like, in your garage?
No.
Right?
He
That way by 12 miles.
he has he has like an assistant or like a shop guy that's like his go-to or whatever. So he comes in at the end of the office or at the end of the day every day and he like gives them a rundown of what they finished, what they're going to work on the next day, things like that. And so their whole conversation is and then all of a sudden I hear the fucking shop guy has the most annoying ass
They got
laugh.
goofy.
I know. I
looking back
literally was
there.
gonna say, what the
Yes,
hell,
no,
man?
he has the most annoying laugh, and it grates on my nerves. I want to like shut my office door every time I see him walk by because I'm like, I can't with this motherfucker. He has too much fun, and
It's funny. There was this one lady.
See, if I was you, I'd be like, a Goofy movie's on.
So who thinks they can imitate that laugh?
I haven't heard it in a long time.
oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I also haven't seen it in a while. I might have to watch it.
There was this kind of going back to what you said about how you hate Chris Evans because he's such a good person.
I hate Chris Evans.
There was
something
this-
about him grates on
There was
me. I
this
hate
lady
him.
in high school, and she was like in like drama and like choir or whatever. She was like very religious, very nice woman,
Religious. That's interesting.
but like
a lot of the theater kids I knew were gay.
overly nice. Like, oh, I don't know what it was. Because I had, there was, and the weird thing is there were two girls in high school. Both of them, were really religious. Both of them were really nice. I really got along with one.
Yeah.
She's a great person. I love her. She's probably one of the nicest people, like, I've ever met.
Except for me, right?
Yeah. And
As
then
I talk about all the things that piss me off. Joyous laughter.
so nice. And then, like, pretty much the same thing on the other side.
Yeah.
I fucking hated her. I could not stand her. I didn't want to ever talk to her or like anything. I just could not. And it was, they're both very nice, very religious, kind of did like similar things.
Yeah.
And just one of them, I was like, look, you're cool. And I don't know what it was. And I still couldn't tell you to this day why I got along with the one. And maybe it was because I knew her for a long time. She played softball with my sister.
Yeah.
And I was like used to how nice she was.
Yeah, maybe.
I fucking hated that other lady though. I
I
could
love
not
it.
stand her. Like
I
she would
love it.
I had, and we were both in like AP, so I would have a lot of classes with her.
Damn.
Visibly, anytime she got up to present anything or nothing, I just would get mad.
Oh my gosh. I definitely had people in college that I would hate. And there was even my two friends that were in my like accounting study group. they were like, oh, look, there's that girl that Haley hates. And I called her the girl with the braid because she always only ever had like one braid. And she had it braided off to the side and always wore like a sweatband with like a Nike swoosh on it. I'm like, I get it. You fucking play sports or whatever. That's why you have your hair back. Good for you. But she would come in.
Was she sponsored?
Probably this fucking bitch. She would come in. She would always be 10 minutes late. And then she would always miss the review sessions. Our professor would specifically say, hey, you know, this Saturday I'm going to have a review session for the test. If you guys are worried about what's going to be on it, go ahead and come in. I'm going to take 2 hours of my time and tell you what's going to be on the test and go over all of the more difficult concepts. And this bitch would never come to a review session. And she would always, as soon as she walked in 10 minutes late to class, the first 15 minutes of her existing in that room would be, so I had a question for last week's homework on number 3, and I wanted to cut her. I was fucking done with her. I hated her. My 2 good friends who are much better than me, Sandy and Amy, they're very good, wonderful, wholehearted people. I love you. They would be like, Haley, her name's Emily or whatever the fuck her name is. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to know her name. She's girl with the fucking braid and I hate her because she would always ruin my class time. I'm there to learn, bitch. Don't get mad at us and hold us back because you don't want to take time off from your fucking weekend. You're too busy running. Well, too bad.
Not to play the game of Clue, but was she in the library with the professor on the weekend instead of studying?
I never saw her in the library. What?
I was just doing like music or whatever.
I never saw her in the library, and I was always in the library with my friend, whose name I won't reveal.
My friend banged in our junior college library. He like banged this lady. I think they're married now. Actually,
That's so beautiful.
yeah. She was dating someone when they got together.
That's fantastic.
You know who you are. I don't need to say your name.
I would hope there's not so many people that have hooked up in a junior college.
there's
How
one.
many people have you known that have done that?
Not
Don't include
that I
me.
know. Only the one that have probably fucked in the San Joaquin Delta Community College library. Probably a lot.
How many people do you know that have?
It was in Stockton. Okay, let's just start with that. So
How many people do you know that have got caught having sex in a car?
Or in a disposal and had to be locked in.
No, just a car.
none. None.
You know
no.
me.
Oh,
No.
well
Oh,
then there.
no.
One.
Have I not told you that
I don't
story?
think so.
Oh yeah.
I know 2 then.
I was straight up. We were in a parking lot. No, we weren't in a parking lot. We were behind the building because we didn't want people.
Probably would have been safer in the parking
Yeah.
lot.
Probably.
Under the light.
Yeah.
We were behind the building and we were.
You don't want your car jacked.
We were in Annie, and Annie has no tint at all whatsoever.
Annie, is that?
My car,
that just got-
my car that just got
Yeah,
totaled.
okay.
There's no
So
tint.
that's within the last.
I got it in 2016, or I got it in 2018. So within the last 4 years.
Car or when you got caught?
The car.
Both.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you when I got caught with what year I got caught.
Divorce.
Shut up. Yeah, we were in the car and all of the sudden this motherfucker was so chivalrous. He was on top and then we were in the back seat.
That's why he's chivalrous?
No, he was chivalrous because he was on top. And then out of nowhere, I just hear, oh man. And he jumps down into the floorboard of the back seat. So now I'm the only one that's revealed. And I'm like, what's going on? And then an employee walks up to the window and just looks at me and has this most disappointed look on his face. And he just goes, I was like, oh,
We probably
my
was
bad.
disappointed because they're probably in there like, someone's banging behind the building again. Who's gonna go tell them? They're like doing Rochambeau. Who has to be the person?
He was upset because he didn't have his camera.
So here's my question: what the fuck is chivalrous about him hiding?
That's the joke, is
Oh.
that he was
I
not
was like-
chivalrous
I
because
was
he
waiting-
didn't say anything.
I was literally waiting for
He
him to like
hi-
get
he-
out of the car and like go
No.
on some crazy chase or something.
No, he
Okay. I see
hid
where
and
you're
left
going.
me completely exposed. And then
There you
I was
go.
like, oh, great, cool.
Well, that's
This
why
is awesome.
You always have to carry a blanket back there.
It also was your car, so what is he gonna do?
How
I
did he
guess
fit?
that's
Was it
true.
a midget? How did he fit in the floorboard?
Yes. Okay. I
It
had
was a hired escort.
yes, and I specifically asked for him to be less than 4 feet tall.
So was he grumpy or?
He was sneezy. Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh man.
That's it. So junior college library. I've never done it in public other than the car. Which I would argue is more public because someone saw. That made me embarrassed.
I don't know, man. Depends how deep they were in the library, I guess.
Library is.
Yeah, like the research section where nobody goes.
I don't know. I saw them one time in a back corner, and I kind of was like, "Oh, this is probably where they did it." I kind of.
Oh, I thought this was a metaphor.
No, it was a.
How deep is this research?
Juan, do you know people that have had sex in public places?
I've
And
heard
got
some
caught.
stories. Yeah. I've heard
Okay,
some
like a
stories.
park.
Yeah,
I feel like
I heard a
that's
park.
a commonplace.
But,
I've never done it in a park.
But that one's funny though, because the park was like out of the city. Like it wasn't even a park in the city. It was one of those that's out.
Oh,
That you wouldn't expect,
People-
anybody to be out there.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
got caught
oh, fudge! They got caught
by
by
a
like.
cop.
Oh, that would scare
And so the
me.
cop was just like, all right, we'll just
Go home?
clean up and get out of here.
Oh, that's good.
And then they're like,
Just got to make
That's
sure no one's
good.
underage and no one's on.
yeah,
Will.
Yeah.
I guess so.
That's good. I would just hate for a cop to freaking take you in for
He's
like
like-
the public indecency. That's what I would be mortified by.
I don't think they do at that age. Like, they just want to make sure no one.
Well, yeah, they were in high school. so-
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, "Are you both 16?"
Oh.
Yeah.
They're still in high school,
IDs.
yeah.
Okay, they're both 16.
Okay.
You guys are both consenting, and just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
make
nice.
sure they go.
Yeah, I've only heard it from people in high school, not.
Well, I think after
past
that, you kind of have your own place.
I was still in high school in 2018.
I was.
I don't know. I graduated in
29.
2013, so I don't know.
Still at my mother's.
I'm
house.
only.
Get it right. Get it right.
Hold on.
No, you took too long.
I'm only 22.
Well, you could
You're
just say
only 20.
no. You could have just said I'm 17 or 18.
That's true. I'm only 12.
You know, if you're
like benchwarmers.
if you're before 2000, you're considered old now.
Yeah.
So you two motherfuckers, because I was born in 2002.
Yeah, so you should be proud.
Oh fuck! I'm ancient.
Yeah, he's a tombstone.
Well, there was like one of I think it was one of the moms on our soccer team. You can bleep her name.
Oh.
Okay.
She has like the adopted kids. Cass heard them be like, "Yeah, my mom's old. She was born in the 1900s." And I was like, "Oh my god, kids!"
When I've heard it from like nieces and nephews, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Of
okay,
course.
cool.
Yeah, they're like,
Of
"You were born
course.
with," or like it was like
Like 95. Wow.
once like 2020 hit, all the like security guards or like not security guards. Oh my goodness, like just like bouncers and stuff at
Bouncers.
bars and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
They would just look at the thing and they'd be like, "There's a 1. Go ahead. There's a 1. Go ahead."
Dude, that's so easy.
Yeah. So
They don't have to do any fucking math.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers. The only
My baby sister fits that.
Yeah. Yeah. The only time that I have called one of my relatives like, wow, they were born this time. This is old, was my great grandpa because he was born before 1910. And I thought
That's old.
that was old because
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is not just 1900. This is 1910, motherfucker.
Yeah, that was like, I knew my great grandpa, but I don't know like when he was born. I mean, obviously it had to be like kind of around that.
Back
Yeah,
then, they
I
didn't
would think.
have birth dates.
We didn't have none of these commie social security numbers.
I really like, I don't know if you guys do this, but Ben hasn't gone with me yet because he's like, I don't really want to do that. But I used to do it with my old roommate all the time. We would go to,
We just haven't gone. Thank you.
you would go with me?
To cemetery, I assume.
Yeah. I like to go around cemeteries and find really old graves, like people that have died prior to 1960, and I like to just sit and talk with them and like update them about what's been happening, because I imagine they probably haven't had family visit them in a while if they died before 1960. Maybe they have.
Mr.
Maybe
Beast
they
of the
haven't.
cemetery right here.
And I'll just like talk to them, and I'll just be like,
Are you okay?
we have Teslas. This is crazy.
He's like, we also had a Tesla. He was a man.
No, actually, he was dead before then.
Oh shit.
That's true, but they
She's
knew.
like,
They
good,
knew.
Good thing you didn't make it this long. You wouldn't be able to breathe our air.
Shit, yeah. I like talking to them, because I'm like, I don't know if they're lonely, but I'll talk to them about stuff. And then of course I was surprised when something followed me home.
Yeah, I was about to say you got to bring another ghost home.
But if I'm talking to them, then they're probably nice.
Isn't that how demons are like supposed to get you?
No, they get you from Ouija boards. I feel like if you're gonna be like,
They're like, damn it, there's no Ouija board here.
well, I just feel like if they're gonna be like, I feel like you have to actively be trying to contact the other side, and that just gives them more opportunity to get to you. I'm not actively trying to connect, because I'm not like trying to spiritually connect with the dead person. I'll just be like, hey, Dorothy, don't know if you knew, fucking the Twin Towers, not
We
there.
had a
the
black
World
president. All of a sudden, the tomb starts shaking.
The World Trade Center, not there anymore.
Oh, shit.
Like, I just,
Yeah, and she's probably like, what the fuck is that?
So
when was that built?
I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
just
know
saying if you're
either.
talking
I
about
don't
it.
know either. Probably not before 1960, honestly.
No, probably.
I would like to apologize. Tesla died in 43.
So yeah,
Fire
you were
will
right.
still be alive.
Hey, will you look
Apologies.
up and see when the World Trade Center was completed? Please.
85.
I can tell you when it came down.
Yeah, 2001. 9/11.
Sorry, what?
The World Trade Center. When was it completed?
I'm still like remembering the AV team bringing in the TV for us to watch that. Sorry.
I was in kindergarten.
I was gonna say
remember.
we weren't quite that old enough that I don't think we remember.
You weren't born
watching
yet.
it.
Dude, Cass
True.
Cass says she remembers it, and I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like,
There's
we
not.
were in kindergarten, and she's like, no, I remember my parents. And I was like, oh, fucking, I probably was going on swing.
I don't remember it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember it either. I remember in middle school they would make us watch like documentaries about it, and like
Yeah.
survivors or people
I
who
was
had
in
family
middle-
members
I was
die.
in middle school when it happened.
I was in kindergarten when.
And now we learn that Ben is breaking the law.
or no, I was
by
in
dating
first
me.
grade. There we go.
Okay, I didn't date you when you were underage.
I was in
you.
first grade, yeah.
You weren't my first girlfriend, thank you.
No, because I was born in 2002.
Yeah, I dated someone younger. Don't worry about it.
God. Don't advertise that.
Time travel.
When does it say when they were completed?
I'm working on it.
Okay, sorry.
I was.
No, my bad. Well, and there's separate buildings, so they were probably built at different times.
They were a signature of the skyline for over a few decades. At
Yeah.
least.
Really?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
could build buildings that high in the
Oh no, they built
50s?
they built buildings that high back in like the 40s and 20s. Like
Yeah, it's like
that's-
all the pictures of like the people in New York that are like sitting on the beams and shit. That gives me so much anxiety.
Yeah. That,
Oh, like
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like that's fake. That's Photoshop. Like the legit.
No,
pictures.
they're
That-
actually
that
there.
That was back in the 20s and
Yeah.
30s. Yeah.
That it completed being built, the 20s and the 30s?
Well, that
Oh, no, this type of
those.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was back then.
And they had like nothing securing them.
So-
did they?
So it opened in 73.
When my mom was born. So people that died probably knew they were being built. Like if I'm talking to someone that was dead around the 60s. They probably
most,
knew.
Most of the people that were in that building probably they were existing their entire lifetime, except for the very, very old executives.
Yeah, probably.
Because I mean, they were up for like a good 30
40
years.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 30 years just about.
Yeah, almost.
Damn.
Dang, that's crazy. Why'd they pick that? Why not like the Statue of Liberty?
They were. The
Oh, they wanted
tallest-
to just kill people.
They were the tallest buildings on the New York land, like
Yeah.
skyline. They
And New
stuck
York
out.
has all the people.
Yeah. And it was like the
It's-
World
it-
Trade Center.
It's an image to attack.
But they didn't like control the world trade. It still went on.
Well, they're outsiders. They don't know that.
They think that's how it works.
Yeah.
If we destroy these buildings, America won't have trade anymore.
Haley knows this because she controls it.
No, I don't. Stop.